What's good, everybody? What's good? This your boy JTL, opposite from the norm. Make sure you hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. All right, it's a rainy day, rainy Sunday. Messed up my whole day so far. I can't get out here and work and get my cheese like I want to. So I'm gonna just do a show real quick. All right, I was watching this Vlad interview with my son. They was talking about mumble rap versus rappers and saying hip hop. I want to say this. We never really had this conversation, but we're going to have this conversation. I want to add my boy HD in it. We're gonna definitely make a part 2 of this, but I'm just going to give y'all the soliloquy or the syllabus or the treatment of the conversation for right now. If we go ahead and go back to the days of when hip-hop started and what it turned into, we used to always had a conversation about rap. When rap came in, it was because the record labels started signing artists that had no skills, no real talent, that would just hoopity hoopla, you know what I'm saying, talk about any and everything. As long as the cat had a funky beat to it and the person had a style, they might copy off, at the time, Slick Rick style, or copy off Public Enemy style, or Coogee Rap style, or Nas, or Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? They would copy the style and then just throw these artists out there. And this is the thing I want to say. There are different categories to hip-hop, and there's different categories to rap. Let me break it down. With hip-hop, you got regular hip-hop, which involves freestyling, being more intelligent, MCing, moving the crowd, having a DJ, having, you know what I'm saying, background dancers that may have the b-boy look, breakdancing, and graffiti. That's hip-hop. Then you got hardcore hip-hop, which you can put Coogee Rap in, because even though Coogee Rap talked about the streets, he still would make songs where it was creative, lyrical, and it'd be times where he'll make a song that had nothing to do with street shit. Or look at Rakim. Rakim didn't even cuss in his music, but he would able to, like, paid in full. He was able to say, I used to be a stick-up kid. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. We used to roll up. This is a hold up. Ain't nothing funny. You know what I'm saying? Don't nothing move but the money. Like, but he can still have something like Master of Ceremonies, or, you know what I'm saying? All the different songs that Rakim made that had no cussing in it, and it was just hip-hop. It was just rhyming. Or like KRS-One. He made a lot of conscious hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? You got conscious hip-hop. KRS-One, Public Enemy, it was conscious, but it would still be lyrical. They would still give you certain content talking about real life, or they can make songs where they just spitting bars. Then fast forward to, with hardcore hip hop. You can say NWA was hardcore hip hop because they talk gangster shit, but then you had lyricists like MC Ren, DOC, and you had Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? So they could be creative and not talk about gangster shit and talk about different things and just be, lyrical content. But it might be hardcore, you know what I'm saying? Or LL Cool J. LL Cool J can talk about the ladies. He can talk about just hip hop stuff, you know what I'm saying? And he can rap hardcore lyrics that may have some cussing in it, may not. That's hardcore, you know what I'm saying, with the cussing. Or like look at Wu-Tang with hardcore real quick. Wu-Tang, they talk about the gangster shit. Then they can talk about family-oriented stuff. Like if you look at Ghostface Killer's song, All I Got Is You, where he just talking about his family. He wasn't really talking about no street stuff, just the life of growing up in the hood before the street stuff came in, and how you survive and stuff like this. Or Raekwon the Chef, you know what I'm saying? That was hardcore hip-hop. Now rap. NWA, I like NWA growing up, but unfortunately, NWA brought in rap and gangster rap, because when you look at NWA, or you look at Too Short, or if you look at who else, old school cats, I said NWA, Too Short, you know what I'm saying? You had artists like that back in the days when they first was coming out in the late 80s that made it rap. Even though Too Short would still be creative, people was like, but he'll say something that anybody can say, a third grader can say. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't consider that hip hop or hardcore hip hop, they consider it rap. You know what I'm saying? And no diss to NWA or Too Short, because I like them growing up too. But she sucked my dick like corn on the cob is not a hard thing to come up with. Okay? So you have that in the beginning where rap music and they rappers, and it's like, no offense, but that's what the record labels, because of them, or Tupac, or, you know what I'm saying, Wu-Tang to a certain extent, or Nas to a certain extent. Even though they was hip-hop guys and hip-hop purists, or, you know, love hip-hop coming up, a lot of music they made it to where the record labels could sign people. Like, I give you a perfect example. It was this young lady back in the days called Boss. She was signed to Def Jam. I think the album came out like 93, 94, something like that. She wasn't a real gangster rapper, but she made that album to prove a point that it don't take skills to be a gangster rapper, because I think her parents, her mom or something in the beginning of the album, she did an intro with the recording on a voicemail talking about, you know, this not you, you know what I'm saying, baby, you more better than that, you more creative, and you know what I'm saying? So, but she made an album, and I think it went gold or platinum in the early 90s. That's a big deal, you know what I'm saying? Because these albums back then especially were selling for like 15, 16, 17, sometimes all the way up to $25. So a gold platinum album, that's millions of dollars for real. So, but I brought her up as an example that's how rap was able to come in. Then look at Vanilla Ice. Even though before Vanilla Ice blew up with Ice Ice Baby, people considered him hip hop because he had the b-boy dancers, he was spitting and all of that stuff. But people focus more on Ice Ice Baby, even though, you know what I'm saying, I think he had a writer. Yeah, I think he had a writer. But it was considered hip-hop, but then when it blew up, now it's like, oh, he a rapper. Look at MC Hammer. MC Hammer was spitting in his own way. He had the dancers. It was still hip-hop. But when he blew up, started doing cartoons, movies and all that, the record labels started saying, hey, this shit is lucrative. NWA, they selling platinum. Vanilla Ice going platinum. MC Hammer sold 30 million records. So when record labels started seeing that, they was like, damn, let's find our own artists that's like them and cultivate them, because at this time you had real A&Rs and real labels that was doing the work. But the sad part was they was focusing on what can make them money and not the culture. So that's when you start getting these rappers that don't give a damn about the culture. Even though MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice, they actually did care about the culture. It was just the record labels didn't give a damn. So that's how you have situations like that. Like, look at Milli Vanilli. Milli Vanilli, they actually had real decent singing voices, but they started lip singing. That was some record label shit. The record labels knew what they was doing. They had real singers and rappers come in, write their stuff, rap it and sing it for them, and then they started having Milli Vanilli just, you know what I'm saying, mimic the songs like they was rapping and singing them, but they was not. That was record label shit. That was like 90, 91 or something like that, 92, somewhere around there. So once they found out, y'all can look this up on YouTube. On YouTube, right, they had it where they was doing the show and then the CD skipped and Milli Vanilli ran off stage. After that, everybody started picking on it. They was already picking on Milli Vanilli if you look at In Living Color. But once that came out, everybody was ripping them and started calling rappers Milli Vanilli if you ain't had no real skills. But that was the record label thing. Like, that's proof. Like I said, MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice, corny as people may think they are, I used to like both of them back then. I was a kid. You know, I was a kid. But they actually love the culture. Fast forward, then you get a Milli Vanilli. When shit like that started happening, that's when the culture started getting fucked up, because these record labels would push them in to the culture. And you know what I'm saying? So then you'll start having a lot of other rappers that actually could not rap that great, but they made a good enough song. Like, look at Chubb Rock. I liked Chubb Rock back in the days. Y'all look him up. So a lot of, you know what I'm saying, people thought he was hip hop. Some people argued against it. Or if you look at PM Dunn, they was rappers, singers. They was doing the Drake shit before Drake. This was like 94 or 5 or something. No, like 92, from 91 to 93 or something like that. Because they had a song on the Boomerang soundtrack, and that came out like 92, 93. So then they dissed KRS-One and Treach and them kicked their ass off the stage at a show. But you had situations like that. So then let's say the commercial songs that MCs was making, the record labels would go get artists to mimic that so they can sell records. If you look at Naughty by Nature, they had You Down with OPP, they had Hey Ho, they had, you know what I'm saying? Their hit songs. Everything's Gonna Be Alright, which was actually Ghetto Bastard, but they couldn't name it that on the radio. So when they seen how they can make commercial songs, then you got Tupac, Keep Your Head Up, I Get Around. You had Biggie with Juicy, God Rest His Soul, and Big Papa. You had Wu-Tang Clan with Cream. So the record labels would start getting artists to mimic these type of hit songs to sell all these records. So that's where rappers came in. Hip-hop artists, like I said, real hip-hop artists cared about the culture, which was MCing, breakdancing, DJing, graffiti, you know what I'm saying? MCing, moving the crowd, stuff like that. So they cared about the culture. When you have those elements around them, that's the culture. Rappers only care about making a hot song and having the image of real MCs. Because, you know, we had the Dookie Rope chains. You might have had the Gumby phase back then. You might have wore Karl Kani, Guess, you know what I'm saying, Nikes, Converses, Dallies, you know what I'm saying, New Balance, shit like that, Adidas, like, you know what I'm saying, Run DMC had. So they would take that and then push them to fake ass rappers, the look. So let me break this down. Like I said, rappers. Now let's fast forward. You had some dope ass rappers, but they wasn't really that much into the culture like that. Even though they could. Like, let's talk about 8Ball and MJG. Them brothers could spit. And they can make street music, country music, commercial music like Sitting on Top of the World, Space Age Pimpin', It's Like Candy. And then they can make country shit like the Fight the Funk, which was a song about brothers and sisters not using crack and cocaine. Then they had songs like Starships and Rockets, you know what I'm saying, Paid Dues. They had songs like For Real, you know what I'm saying, like these are songs where they was talking about country stuff. They street rappers, but they was talking about country stuff. So even though they had, you know, rap music, they could actually beat MCs. Like, you can go listen to 8Ball song featuring Redman. 8Ball was spitting on that shit. MJG with Bone Thugs and Harmony, they can spit, but, you know, they kind of stayed in the rapper lane because they came from the streets. So most cats that come from the streets, not saying all, because if you look at Wu-Tang Clan, Nas, Tupac, or, you know what I'm saying, like certain, or Kool G Rap, or Schoolie D, which was basically the first gangster rap song ever made. You know what I'm saying? They could be MCs, but, you know, they came from the streets and they was about their money. You know what I'm saying? So or Jay-Z. Jay-Z is technically an MC, but he put himself in that rappers category because he cared more about money. I told you rappers, I'm not a rapper, I'm a hustler. That's where the culture started getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward to late 90s, you got Cash Money. Even though Wayne could rap his ass off, BG could rap his ass off, Juvie could rap his ass off. You know what I'm saying? But they was more about their money. If you look at No Limit, they were rappers. They had cats that could spit though and beat MCs, but they was rappers like Big Ed, the Assassin, Mac, Fiend, Soulja Slim, God rest his soul. These cats could rap. Mystical rap his motherfucking ass off. And Mystical wanted to just have the MC shit, he could. Because he can say lyrical shit in there. But what makes him a rapper is because you care more about the flashy look and getting hoes, having money, jewelry. Ain't nothing wrong with it unless you make something wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with being successful unless you make it something wrong. So, you got those artists. Now you got trap artists. T.I. T.I. coined the phrase trap music. But T.I., if he wanted to be an MC, T.I. could, because he can make conscious music, trap music, you know what I'm saying? Like all these things. And you listen to his freestyles and stuff, like he got lyrics. But he focused on the trap. That makes you more of a rapper. But I can say he trap hot is what T.I. You look at Young Jeezy. Young Jeezy all he rap about is dope, but you can tell he tries to put metaphors and similes and stuff in his stuff, but he focuses on the trap. That makes him a rapper. Lil Boosie, that's my boy. But Lil Boosie is a rapper. He's not a hip hop artist. That's why I get so tired of them saying hip hop. That's not hip hop. That's rap. Hip hop is Nas, Wu-Tang Clan, who else? Kool G Rap, even Ludacris. You can consider him hip hop, even though he's goofy. You know what I'm saying? It's goofy hip hop, but you can consider him hip hop. But he kind of puts himself in the realm of rapper when he makes certain songs. But Ludacris can actually rap his ass off and spit bars and metaphors. You can kind of consider him hip hop. But the problem is people make themselves messed up look. So the difference with rap and hip hop is the culture, DJing, breakdancing, MCing, graffiti. You know what I'm saying? Those are the elements of hip hop. Rap, jewelry, drugs, money, bitches, and all that other shit that don't mean nothing. Like OG Melvin said in Baby Boy, the guns and the butter, that ain't nothing but the butter. So it's a big fucking difference, and no offense, I get tired of that shit. Like, you talk about mumble rap. Mumble rap is rap. They're not hip hop. This is one thing I want you to always keep this with you. MC, whenever they want to, can be a rapper. If you look at Nas or Common, they are MCs and they can make commercial rap songs and sell records, but they're MCs. A rap artist like Lil Boosie can never be a Common or a Nas. They will never have lyrical content on that level. So an MC can be a rapper, but a rapper can never be a MC. And no offense, let's get to the females real quick before I go. Roxanne Shante, MC, she was one of the first people that people don't talk about, that she would make a whole song without writing it. This was before Big got arrested, so this is before Jay-Z. Roxanne Shante would make a whole song and not write no lyrics down. She's hip hop. Queen Latifah, hip hop. Yo-Yo, hip hop. MC Lyte, hip hop. Rod Digger, hip hop. Lauryn Hill, hip hop. Now this is where it becomes hardcore hip hop, but it's still hip hop. Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, hardcore hip hop. They sexualize their stuff, but they got songs where them heifers is spitting. Like Foxy Brown was found at the Lyricist Lounge at 15, 16 years old. You can't make it in the Lyricist Lounge just coming there telling me you suck dick and that's it. Foxy Brown started talking like that when she seen how it worked for Lil' Kim, and Biggie got arrested, so taught Lil' Kim, like, I want you to be the first Marilyn Monroe of hip hop. But Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim is hip hop, just hardcore hip hop. Trina can rap her ass off, but she's a rapper. Because all she talks about is fucking, sucking, selling pussy. That's rapping. Okay? City Girls, that's rap. The rap they do, my nieces can do that. That's not hard to do. My nieces can say that bullshit, and you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want them to either whoop their ass. But they're just City Girls. Meg Thee Stallion. Even though Meg Thee Stallion, she got a little flow, I give her that. But she's a rapper. She's not an MC, because all she talking about selling pussy and sucking dick and fucking niggas and tricking. That's not MC. That's rapping. Cardi B, that's rap. Nicki Minaj probably can spit, but the shit she talking about is just rap. That's sucking dick, and sorry, honey, that's rap. That's not MCing. If she can, she put herself in a weird fucking place. That's rap. Okay. T.I., Young Jeezy, Rick Ross, they do trap. T.I., out of all of them, I think T.I. can be more of an MC than the rest of them, because, like I said, listen to that song. Go back and listen to that song, Swagger Like Us. Listen how T.I. spitting on there. Go back and listen to that diss freestyle, no beat, where he's dissing Lil Flip. He going in. He could be a MC, but he chose to be a trap rapper. But whatever. I digress on that. But I just want to give y'all the separation of it, because I'm tired of people misconfusing it because of these record labels. They do that shit because they don't give a fuck about the culture. They only want money. It's certain people that came up that cared about the culture. You can look at the people they signed. Oh yeah, another group, Mobb Deep. They're in between, but they're more hardcore hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But they kind of close to being rappers, but still close to MCing. But they're closer to rapper, but it's hardcore hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But you had groups like that. If y'all want to know about hip hop, like I said, look up old Common Sense music. Look up old Nas music. Look up old Wu-Tang music. Look up Cool G Rap. Look up who else? You got look up Mike Geronimo. Look up OC. Look up DOC. Look up Master Ace. Like, you know what I'm saying? These are hip hop artists. Look up Biz Markie. Like, he's one of them goof rappers, but he's an MC. Look up Big Daddy Kane. Look up Karis One. Look up Rakim. Like, that's hip hop. Now, if you want to look up some good rap, before I can't forget my niggas from the South that helped us change the game. More hip hop you can consider it hardcore hip hop, but it's still hip hop. Goody Mob, Outkast, Scarface and the Ghetto Boys. That's hip hop. It might be hardcore hip hop because they do a lot of cussing and stuff, but they make conscious music, spitting on, hip hop beats. That's hip hop. If y'all want to know about some old school OG MCs from the South, Outkast, Goody Mob, and Ghetto Boys. Or Poison Clan. Look up Poison Clan. That's hip hop. You feel what I'm saying? That's hip hop. Rap is all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to give y'all that breakdown real quick. The difference between rap and hip hop. Once again, hip hop is the culture. DJing, breakdancing, graffiti, and MCing. That's hip hop. That's the culture. That's what goes along with the culture. Rap, money, bitches, jewelry, selling drugs, using drugs. Anytime you see an artist rap about those things, that's rap. This your boy JTL, opposite from the norm. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And man, do your learning. Learn something about yourself, man. Learn yourself. Hip hop versus rap. This your boy JTL. I'm out of here. Chill.